Morning, folks. How are we doing? Back here again with Amberlynn Reed. This one is Get Ready for Therapy with me. I'm so excited. I'm not even close to excited. As you all know, these sitting down, like putting on like makeup videos, going, "Oh, what earrings should I wear?" Where we find out more about like her earring choice than like the weight loss surgery appointments, the therapy appointment this time, whatever interview she was like teasing over Zoom or a couple of vlogs ago. Like it's just so you're sitting there like, what's the point of this? Because like generally we learn nothing. Maybe I'm wrong. All I know is I've seen Mr. Snowflake put out a community tab post being he made it 2 minutes into this and then checked out. So I guess we're just gonna go ahead and give us a shot. I'm not overly excited for it. I think Amber has been in a real spiral of content recently. I'm starting to believe the housebound, bedbound theories now because like I've never seen someone so therapy. Sorry, I was staring at the screen while I was being said. So thoroughly destroying their own content recently. Like, even Foodie Beauty at least was like caught in like a bunch of big things that totally destroyed her. This is just like, what are you doing? You could people say we want to see you outside, we want to see you going out and doing stuff. I was like, no. No. Oh, no. Why? I don't want to. Maybe I don't know, and then that's it.
Hey guys, welcome to
Hello.
the video. So
Let's go.
have no makeup on right now.
Uh-huh.
I'm a little self-conscious about it, but we're about to change that. So
Okay.
this is a
Doesn't she do like a lot of things with no makeup on? Didn't she like make that big point that like she often just didn't do makeup because she was like super depressed and stuff like that? I don't know. It just seems like attention baiting, like that she immediately draws attention to it. Like everyone says she's trying to control the narrative by drawing attention to it, but then try and pass it off as a joke. It just is like, okay, cool. Can we just get into something actually cool?
get ready with me, chit chat. Let's talk about therapy. So let's get into it.
I'm so excited.
Got dressed. Took Twinkie out, did some chores around the house.
Sure you did.
So do you guys want to like hear what products I'm using? I don't want to bore anybody.
No.
This is
God, no.
Professional makeup. Just bear with me. Prime, set, refresh. So you can use this before makeup, after makeup, middle of makeup, whenever you want makeup. You know what I'm saying? So this is Dewy and Smooth, normal to dry.
If she just keeps doing that, we're gonna skip until she's not doing this anymore.
Fit Me foundation in 115 Ivory. It is the best. I love it so much. So today is actually my first therapy appointment out of 12.
Luckily, she's only introducing it and using it whilst also talking. So this is cool. So yes, this is the mythic therapy that she's meant to be having. That now, because one thing I did notice, I thought about it after I made my video, and I thought it was really funny. You know when she came out something and go like, guys, they've changed their mind for some reason. They're going against their own policy, and it's no longer 12 months for binge eating disorder. Whatever, you know, all those lies, all that nonsense. I suddenly realized, it's like, wait, she told us, because I was already joking. I think it was a video or two before that when she was talking about, you know, going back to therapy, and she was randomly saying like, oh guys, I could do 2 times a week, I could do it once every 2 weeks, I could do it once a week, but I want to try and get it done as fast as possible so I can get the weight loss surgery as soon as possible. And I remember back then saying like, why does it matter to do it as quick as possible when you have to wait 12 months for your binge? But that means that she knew like a vlog or two in advance that apparently, like I said, we all know this, I think this story's nonsense, but based on her logic, she knew that she didn't have to wait for the 12 months, a vlog or two in advance, and those were like like a week old or something like that. And then she did that video where she's like, oh, last minute guys, I only found out today that, like, you just hear my cat's bombing her in the background. Sorry, she's like, "Oh, I just found out today that I don't have to wait, guys. I wanted to tell you all." I was like, "Well, no, apparently, baby, you knew then in advance if the therapy thing was the like reason why I guess you don't have to wait 12 months. So she knew in advance. So her own timeline doesn't even make sense.
So I spent the whole weekend filling out tons of paperwork.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
For this therapy.
This is like I said before, this is the fastest turnaround for therapy I've ever heard of. It is. She literally was just like, yeah, I phoned them. They're like, yeah, come in next week. And I was like, I've never heard of therapy turn over that fast. 80% of Amber's life seems to be filling out like documents and surveys on how mentally ill she is, which I know a lot of people do when they want to feel like they're like such poor victims. They're always doing like personality tests and stuff like that to see why everything's not their fault, and they always answer to fit the test, because if you answer one of those things, you kind of know where it puts you in a box. So if you answer more than one, you can very easily guide your answers, so you could be whatever you want. You could, if you, by answering those questions alone, you could convince someone you're schizophrenic if you're totally normal, just because if you just put your mind to it, it's very easy to do.
I'm seeing a psychologist, and she just had a lot of paperwork. So I spent the weekend doing that, filling that out.
Okay, I know this is an issue, because a lot of people talk about, I'm going to therapy. So most people think therapist, but she's talking about psychologist, which is like the step above therapist, more or less. But like, she keeps kind of going in back and forth with it. So like, it just seems so weird that she's not seeing a therapist and she's instead seeing a psychologist, because this means that she is currently dealing with 3 psychologists for just her weight loss. For just this weight loss procedure, she is dealing with 3 separate psychologists. Remember, there was the one who approved her, the one who worked with the dietitian and denied her, and now this one who is seeing her separately to get her ready to speak to the other ones, to let them... Why doesn't she just see one of the ones she's already dealing with for the weight loss program? Because now she has to see one who has to then inform the other one that it's working, who then probably has to inform the one who declined her to inform it. So like, we're slowly building like a Maminska doll of fucking psychologists.
And I feel like a boomer because like I had to like download papers to my computer and then like sign them electrically. I was so freaking confused, but I figured it out.
How could you not figure it out? Don't you just like have to download it and it just says like click here to sign, and you like, especially if it's on a tablet, you wiggle your finger. It's not like it's not even close to difficult. Like I think everyone who's like applied for mortgages and stuff like that in the past however many years have all done that. It's like super easy, especially since COVID started. So oh my god, I felt like a boomer, guys. I had to download something like a boomer. You know, only boomers download things, right? Okay.
I don't know, I feel like a boomer. I'm not though. I'm a millennial. But sometimes, like, even though, like, my generation...
Did you hear that fucking gulp? Damn, son. Did you hear that gulp? I made my editing audio boost that, because I was like, gulp. Oh, fuck. That was a comical gulp. It was like a full frog noise.
Is like the last generation that, in their lifetime, had no, like, internet technology and all that, and then did. Whoa. But I still feel like,
okay,
just because I, grew up young adult with technology does not mean that I know what I'm doing. Because, I don't know, like, technical stuff, I get so confused. Let me tell you.
But aren't you the type of girl who's always like, I'm so confused about like anything, even if you know what it is, because you like to portray that kind of like insecure, I'm so dainty, aren't I so cute, aren't I so kooky, guys? Ooh, help me, guys. Isn't that kind of like what you like to portray yourself as? It's a very common manipulative tactic. Isn't that just what you like to portray? Like, even if someone who's like, Amberlynn, eat a pizza. Oh, I don't know how to eat a pizza, guy. Ooh, oh, guys. That's just my mindset.
Okay, so this is about therapy. I'm supposed to have 12 sessions, like, successful.
What was that random zoom in for? Was that meant to be like a funny, like, smash zoom in on her face like she likes to do? Because I don't know, it wasn't like nearly dramatic enough or close enough.
Therapy sessions.
Yeah, you said that so many times.
I can get weight loss surgery. So, yeah. Sadly, unfortunately.
Yeah, that resume. Is that our camera weirdly trying to like autofocus? That's weird. Because I don't know any cameras that zoom in and zoom out like that. You know, like for autofocus. That's a bit odd. Okay.
Definitely, sadly, and unfortunately. The psychologist does not accept insurance, so I am sad about
that. That's even more reason than why don't you have a psychologist in like the clinic? It's so weird. Like, so how can they do that? I don't get that. Maybe I don't know, American healthcare system, everything like that. Okay, throw my hands up. She might be entirely right with this, but for me, it's just like, okay, well, so you're currently paying, because she's apparently not paying for the weight loss surgery through insurance because it's not accepted. So she is paying out of pocket for it. So she is currently paying one psychologist in the weight loss clinic to approve her, one psychologist in the weight loss clinic to deny her, and now she's paying both of them to tell her that she now has to go and find a third one to pay separately outside the clinic to talk to her, before the ones inside will then be talked to again and paid again to then approve her, possibly. It seems a bit all over the place. It doesn't really, I don't know, it doesn't seem real. I don't, could you not find one that's covered by insurance? Because remember she had the last one who she said did nothing for her and actually made her worse and made her binge worse, and then she changed the story again to obviously how they literally saved her life and how they helped her so much, all that kind of stuff. Was that one paid for out of pocket as well? Do no psychologists or therapists cover her via her insurance? Because why not, if you're worried about money or anything like that, why don't you just have a psychologist covered by your insurance? I assume she probably is covered, and this is if this is real, and she is probably saying this because I think she does just probably want money. I think she probably just wants more attention and more money. She wants it makes it more interesting for viewers to think that she's going destitute. I can't imagine she's going destitute. I think she's absolutely fine with money. The amount of money she would make off her videos is absolutely plenty.
That. So I'm having to pay kind of a lot of money per session, but I think it'll be worth it. My light just died, so you know what? I'm sorry about that. We're gonna...
Ever since she started really drawing attention to the light, it dies like every single video now. It's quite funny.
Embrace the bad lighting, but I don't like this. It's okay.
Oh, she's so quirky,
right,
guys.
I'm gonna use some e.l.f. brow lift, where I'm just gonna take this little brush and I'm gonna scoop, and we're just gonna gel out my eyebrows. I am not an eyebrow gal, so yeah. So today is...
I've heard her say I'm not an eyebrow gal, like so often, and it is the majority of her like doing makeup and like trying to fit and form her face seems to be her doing her eyebrows. Maybe that's just me as a guy not noticing the intricacies of everything she does, but like I see her doing her eyebrows a lot, and it seems so weird when she's like, I don't really do anything with my eyebrows, guys. It's like you seem to do a fucking lot.
So I do... Whoa.
Yeah, whoa, in general. I'm going to skip the last part because she's just saying, like, guys, I'm basically an expert in therapy, though, because I've been, like, in therapy, like, so often. I'm, like, an expert. Like, I've been in since I was, like, 9 years old. It's like, okay, I literally don't care. But she's definitely going to take it serious this time, though, guys. That's how that all ended. She's just letting us know she's definitely going to take it seriously this time, though. Okay, not the other time she really took it that seriously, especially when she was young. But this time, totes for real. But yeah, I don't really mean to be. She is genuinely getting less attractive as these vlogs go on. Maybe it's just because I've seen her face so often. Maybe that's the reason, but is it the lipedema on her face that she didn't have before suddenly flaring up again? Because like she never had much of a neck, like, but she is getting visually fatter.
My eyebrows look crazy.
I won't even look.
To, like, redo them.
I wasn't even looking at your eyebrows.
Like, talk about my therapy as I go along, as I do these sessions. Like,
that's what you said about the weight loss surgery, and then you didn't give any information whatsoever, except like a couple tiny tidbits of information that all contradicted each other, which is why I never believed it was happening. Like, and then you said, oh, but I'm not actually going to talk about it. There's stuff happening behind the scenes. I can't talk about it. Don't want to talk about it. People are mean about me talking about it, so I'm not going to talk about it. Like, we're just repeating that storyline again, but just this time with therapy as opposed to weight loss surgery. I don't care. I don't really care what you talk about in your therapy, because I assume what you talk about in your therapy is probably going to be very similar to what you talk about on your YouTube videos, because there are too many people who use like YouTube to like vomit their mental health stuff at the world. So like I'm assuming you're gonna say pretty much the same stuff.
Maybe talk about like what I've learned, some homework, some goals, whatever it may be. Just to share the journey, because I really do want to be what's it called? Like transparent as I can in this whole...
Yeah, okay.
Wow, why do I look so...
Awful. I don't know what I don't know. For someone who's like 32, you're seriously looking in your late 40s here. Like you're really you're really aging yourself. You look really bad. I don't know if it's the makeup combination, the eyebrows, like she keeps fucking saying, the hair. I don't know. She looks like she's in her like mid to late 40s. Suddenly, she looks really really bad. But yeah, it's just gonna follow the same path again. She's gonna come by, you know. Maybe the next vlog's gonna be like, oh my god, guys, after my first therapy session, and she's gonna say like nothing about it apart from, oh my god, the guy's so nice, oh, he really understands me, oh, it's a perfect fit, oh my god, you know, starting therapy is like starting a new relationship, and you have to find the one who suits you, and he totally suits me, he totally gets me, he said I'm perfect, I do everything amazing, blah blah blah. It's gonna be that, and then people are gonna be like, we don't believe you, you're saying nothing about it, this is dumb. And then she'd be like, oh my god, guys, the people were so mean about me talking about therapy. I'm just not going to talk about it anymore to protect my mentals, guys. And then that's going to be all we get here.
Wait a dang minute. I look so bad. Eyebrows aren't for me, kids. Wow. Okay, so long story short.
I'm going to say, when I look at her, like, I'm not really looking at the eyebrows. I'm looking at the under the eyes. I even lifted my hand up and covered my screen there just to check. It's here and here that's making her look worse. It's not really the eyebrows. Like, yeah, eyebrows are like whatever, like kind of like a thick eyebrow look going on, but I don't know, like I kind of like the thick eyebrow look personally, not on her, you know, not on her, but I do kind of like the thick eyebrow look. It's just like I don't know. I just think it's the bag's eyes, the wrinkles around the eyes. I think she looks bad because of that. But I can really see why Mr. Snowflake ducked out of this one, because, like, you know, we're 6 minutes in, we're further than him, and everything he heard in the first 2 minutes, we've heard just repeated for the next 4.
I don't know how much of this rambling I've cut out. I want to
not a lot, because there's not a lot of jump cuts.
My whole weight loss journey.
But you haven't.
Like, what feels comfortable to me.
I want to document all of it. Well, like, I didn't have not really any of it. Well, not most of it. No, I'm not going to really do any of it, because it depends on what I feel comfortable with. I'm glad you walked that backwards so quickly, because you said something just blatantly false and not true, and then you're like, oh, never mind. Actually, I just, you know, some of it.
Because obviously right now, like, the full story isn't being told. And
yeah, because there's stuff in the background, guys. It's mystical.
That I'm keeping from you guys, which some people are asking if it's like medical. No.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Medical, so don't worry. This is just cream gel blush, LA Colors.
I don't care. I really don't care. I really don't care. Like, what could you be keeping? Like, I'm sorry. It's like, guys, this stuff I have to keep from you guys. And literally, it's like what? There's, like, I'm sorry. Weight loss surgery isn't like a very intrusive surgery. It's not like she's getting a vaginoplasty or something like that. This isn't like a very intrusive thing. It's like her entire life is talking about her mental health issues and her weight. That is literally just what these two, like the two things that really contribute to weight loss surgery. And it's like, guys, this stuff I need to keep from you guys. It's like, okay, but there's nothing there. There's nothing extra. It's not like discovering repressed childhood abuse or something like that. There's nothing like that. It's nothing new or special. It is the same shit she talks about all the time. It's just very clear she's not talking about it, because she said the extent of what she knows about weight loss surgery, and she has no idea what else to talk about.
Love. So I love me some blush. Yes, I do. I love it. I just put it across my face like this. It just adds a little bit of, like, flavor, okay? It looks like I got some sun, even though I didn't, so... Maybe
you get some sun if you actually left your fucking house.
Next, we just have some e.l.f. liquid eyeliner, which, this is the reason why everyone's here, right? Doing my eyeliner is the worst and the part that I hate the most. So, why am I even doing my makeup before?
Yeah, why are you doing your makeup on camera? It just seems so weird and dumb. And even joking, like, I bet this is what everyone's here for, because you know no one cares and people are like bored. Like, so why are you showing it?
For therapy, because I know I'll cry. IDK my BFF Jill. People ask how I do my eyeliner. It's pretty simple.
Do they?
I decide how.
Even I have seen her say that exact same thing before, and she's about to show us again. I'm assuming it's the wing. Even I have seen that before. I'm sorry. And also just like that. I shouldn't even do this because I know I'm going to cry. It's like, okay, sure. You seemingly cry at like everything. I'm sorry, straight up. If you have been in therapy for 23, 24 years at this point, that she herself has said, then why do you cry every time you go to therapy? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Therapy just doesn't apparently work for you, like, at all. Why do you still keep going? Why do you still keep going? If I was in therapy for 23, 24 years, and it's like every single time I have an emotional breakdown, like, bro, I think you're done. I think there's no chance for you to ever fucking improve if 23 years of therapy couldn't do anything when you're only 32 years old.
And I'm super excited. This is supposed to be like the intake appointment, so...
Oh my Christ. Everything you seem to do is the intake appointment. It's 80% of your life is intake appointments. I don't know. What is an intake appointment? You go in and talk? Isn't it still like a therapy appointment? Like, I don't know. I've been to therapy before. Like, you just kind of when you have a chat. I don't really see how it's intake in particular, because it's just like the start of the process. I don't know. When I think of intake, I think of like the first day in like a corporate office or something like that, where you all go in and they kind of discuss like in depth like company procedures and the history of the company and stuff like that. I don't know. I just think of it like that. When you go in and start like talking about your general history, that already feels like therapy has begun to me. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know if this counts as the first session, but I would like to assume it does, because we're still going to be getting into like the nitty gritty.
Of course it would. Why wouldn't it?
So I would like to assume that this is going to count. But if it doesn't, cool. If it does, cool. The difference in how my eyes look based on mascara is...
Well, yeah.
Crazy.
That's like the same for like all girls. It's just... So, based on Amberlynn's logic, she could have weight loss surgery in like 6 weeks. Because she says she just has to finish her psychology course of 12 sessions, and she can do them 2 times a week. Like, I don't know. So are we setting the timer here, guys? Are we saying if this doesn't happen by I don't know, let's say the 10th of May. Let's say 10th of May. If the 10th of May rolls around and she's not telling us the exact date for her weight loss surgery, then this is all just nonsense. Can we make that agreement here? Like, how can we make that agreement here?
Like, I look like I have no eyelashes here, and then put some mascara on, and it's like, oh, I guess I do got some hair there. So I could tell I'm nervous. Look at that baby girl. God, she's so freaking cute. I could tell that I'm nervous based on like, the way I can't keep a straight thought. I'm also rambling.
No, like that doesn't mean you're nervous. I'm sorry. You've done this too many times where you can't actually use that excuse anymore, because I have seen you like just doing these makeup rambles before, and you have purposely said, actually wait, I'm going to wait until I finish my makeup because I'm just rambling here. Like, you're just distracted. You're trying to do 2 things at once. It's like if I'm, I don't know, I'm trying to have a think here. There are some games I'm playing and people will be talking to me in the background. I'm like, yeah, well, yeah, oh yeah. I'm not really listening to them. I can't really string together. When I'm talking, I'm like, yeah. I was walking. I was walking down the street, and that's when I saw, because I'm focused on the game. Like, she's focused on putting her makeup on, which is why it's like, why are we watching this? If this is like so serious, why couldn't this be an actual like sit down video? Like, I don't want that, because I hate these sit down videos. But why couldn't it be that? Like, you're sitting there randomly trying to be funny and quirky and talk about your like mascara and eyeliner and shit like that, and it doesn't come across like you're nervous. It comes across as you're like trying to produce content here.
Like, my rambles have they're just not making sense. I've had to edit out so much, trust that.
I'm sure.
And I could just tell because my stomach
I don't think so, because there hasn't actually been that many jump cuts. Because when, like, sometimes you jump cut twice in, like, 1 sentence, that really hasn't been happening a lot. Like, every once in a while you play my videos, you'll notice a jump cut, because sometimes, like, I rambled about nonsense there. Oh, I rambled about that went on for too long. And I will just cut a ramble, like, so sometimes you'll hear, like, a very sharp cut in my audio, and that's because I've just decided I'm just cutting that part of the ramble out, because it's entirely pointless. There hasn't been anything like that where it's been a sudden cut during her speaking, or anything like that, so I don't actually think you've cut that much out.
Like, feels nervous. Do you guys know what that means? Rarity does.
Hello, Rarity.
She's saying it's okay, Mama. You ain't gotta be nervous. You've done this before. I have done this before, but
so many times.
This has like meaning behind it. I don't know how to explain it. Like,
Yeah, oh god.
I just got messed
What a bad way to look at all of your other therapy. Oh, just her. It's obviously just her rewriting history. Because I guarantee if I ever found like any other times when she was getting ready to go to therapy, she'd be saying the exact same thing. But this time it's different. This time it's special. This time's to save her. This time's to finally overcome. You know, I'm sure every other time it would have been said. But imagine, like if this is real, it's not real. But imagine if this is real, and she goes to therapy, and the therapist she talks to tells her that actually she does have binge eating disorder or something like that. Like, how long until we get like some brand new exact diagnosis on binge eating disorder? Because you know, originally it was just like binge eating disorder is when you just eat a lot to cope. Binge eating disorder then changed to be like, oh, binge eating disorder is when you eat 3 times more than what you would normally eat in a situation. And then binge eating disorder can change to like, you're so desperate you're eating like packets of ketchup and stuff like that. I can't wait for the next definition of binge eating disorder. I don't know, put in the comment section like what's your guess the next definition of binge eating disorder is going to be. I don't know, it's going to be something like you eat the pizza box with the pizza. You're just you eat the wrapper with the food. You're too desperate to eat that you just like chew your way. You eat the pizza box as a sandwich, cardboard and all.
where it don't belong. Like this, just like, I don't know. This therapy session and what I'm about to walk into just feels different for me. So yeah. I don't know.
Imagine if we were watching this at like normal speed. This is 1.25 times speed. Imagine if you're watching this at normal speed, how slow and drawn out this is as she tries to form thoughts, as she's distracted trying to put her mascot on, her mascot on. Fine, why not? Just puts on a giant fucking bear head and just rolls out. Like, this is so slow. It's so slow paced. It feels like she's trying to stretch it to be an 8-minute video, but it's only 12 minutes long. Maybe it's maybe is there, how many, like, for people who watch this with ads on, I bet there's like 3 or 4 ads scattered across this thing because she's just drawing it out as slowly as she possibly can.
This has been my favorite makeup combo lately. Totes obsessed.
What? We seriously just got like a okay, like what? It's just like, oh yeah, I really like this lips, like I what the fuck was that? What kind of ending was that to a vlog? Well, she's really trying to milk this as much as possible. It was just like sudden hard cut, and that was it. Honestly, a really, really bad vlog. It was really boring. I see why Mr. Snowflake and all dropped out of it, because it's lame. We're not hearing anything interesting. We're not hearing anything new. It's just her going over the same stuff over and over again. Yeah, really, really, really disappointing. Like a solid 1 out of 10. And the to be continued sudden ending with no sign off whatsoever. It's just kind of like disrespectful, in my opinion. Like, really disrespectful. It comes across as being like really greedy. Like she got to the point she wanted to for how many ads she could put onto it, and she's like, oh, I'll just, whatever, just to be continued. And it was like a 1-second shot, and then it was the next video. Fantastic. Want to thank my patrons though, Eswank, Healy, Blake DM, just saying, I've seen Miles. Thanks so much for donating, subscribing, all that malarkey, guys. Do hope you have a good day. Take care of yourselves now. Bye bye.